I apologize. So the first part is uploading, but I fucked that up. So I guess my point is, like, what I'm trying to get, try not to fucking make a personal attack on anybody. That obviously, like, I'm tiptoeing, and eventually maybe I'll get better with that, as far as like not being so vague. But for the time being, I just feel better doing that. Um, Passive aggressive. So if you explain yourself and you retract and everything, that's one thing. You know, I commend you on that. I think like sincere apologies are um, underrated. You know, and we all have heat of the moment bullshit. We're all human, and I can get that. I can understand that. I can respect that. But if that doesn't happen, then I'm not gonna like fucking coddle you, and I'm not gonna fucking like tap out. And let that be like cool. At the very least, like that's always gonna be in the back of my head forever. Like I'm gonna know that about you. If like you approach something a certain way and it's not, it's fucking childish. And the other thing is like I want to always make sure that like I give you a full fucking like bio or a full fucking like list, glossary of how I feel about the subject and where I'm coming from, because then I'm not fucking playing my part if I fucking come back to your fucking petty fucking ways and only list my fucking demands and what I expect without giving the backstory. That's my 2 cents. Like, then I'm fucking contributing to the fucking bullshit. But I've dealt with that bullshit a lot, and as far as like no explanation, and I don't like that. I don't like, hey, I fucking freaked out. Hey, I fucking demanded some things. Hey, I belittled you. Hey, I was just a cocksmoke. And you can't like cop to it. And you can't like explain a little bit further. If you're just saying like, well, maybe I misunderstood because you didn't say this or you didn't say that, like you're not taking responsibility. You're not taking ownership for your fucking part by doing that. You're just fucking pushing it off on the other person. Now you can say, I understood it like this. I understood the exchange as this. This is what happened in the exchange. This is what was actually said. Now, at least on that, it falls on both parties. That's how I understand it. But if you're like, well, if I missed you saying this, or you said this, or blah blah blah, then I apologize. That's not an apology. That's not an apology. You were fucking putting it on that person, that other person, and you're not copying to your own fucking shit. So, when you clarify, you should take ownership and you should say, hey, let's back this up, because maybe I'm misunderstanding, or this is what we both said. Can we agree on that we both said this, and so by this being said, that's how I took this. But never say you said this and So I don't know. I guess it's kind of hard to explain, and it might be just kind of ramblings to everybody, but explain yourself. Make sure that people know that they know that where you're coming from, and say that hey, this is the situation, man. Like, you harped on the fucking subject. You said point A and point B, and then I said point A and point B. This is what was said. And then now you're still like fucking attacking the fucking subject. So there's no resolve. So I think that can all stem from not only passive aggressive, but not knowing your audience and not acknowledging and adapting and adjusting accordingly. Like, there's things that I'm going to say to say, for instance, my mom, that I'm not going to say to Eli, or things that I'm going to say to Max that I wouldn't say to just a random person, because I know my audience. I make sure that I know my audience, whether it's humor or not, whether you're fucking around or not. You need to know, like, what is this group of words and the way that I'm delivering myself gonna mean to this person. That's a part of being a communicator, and that's part of a conversation that that's your fucking responsibility. That's not my responsibility for your actions and for your tone of voice and shit. And that's something that I learned from a very fucking young age, that, like, if I don't have that, then there's going to be a certain level of a shutdown for me, because it's fight or flight at that point, like, and nobody wants that fight, like, you just don't. That's something that I hold in my reserve tank, and that's something that I don't fucking put out, is to people. It's just something that I don't do. And that's a lot of, like, it's strange how life can be that way, where you have, like, work issues or personal life issues, or like, different scenarios where all the pieces fit, and, like, all the fucking, like, flags and warning signs are there, to where you're like, all right, you're, like, checking yourself, and you're, like, holding yourself accountable, and saying, did I say the right things as far as what I needed to say? And did I hear the person? Did I read the message? Did I, whether it's verbal or print? And then beyond that, like, that's cool, if you're hitting those checklists. And then it's just crazy that, like, so many, like, scenarios lately are very similar. And I guess that I can come off certain ways too, and I understand that, but hey, man, like, I am who I am, and I'm a direct person, and it may not sound like it on this video, but like I am, and I'm gonna say that, like, dude, I didn't fucking agree with that. Like, I stand by my point, and I stand by, like, what I said and what I believe in, because, like, I'm not the type of person that makes moves on a whim. You know, there was definitely a time in my life where that might have happened, but not anywhere near as much as some people I know, or most people that I know. I just didn't fucking jive with that, and saves me a lot of fucking strife. There's enough strife fucking to go around. So, um, if I'm saying something major, or if I'm saying something like heavy, or if I'm saying something important, know that that is like something that has fucking gone through the factory. You know, has gone through the fucking mill, because I don't like being misinterpreted, and I don't like being misunderstood. And that's not like a fucking, it's not like a me thing, you know, like, oh, everybody understands me. You know, for me, it's because, like, that type of shit, when that wasn't there, you know, fucked me up, you know, as far as being like, what did that person mean? Like, did they really mean those words? Did they really, like, think of me that way, you know? And now I don't have, like, time to fucking really waste worrying about that. So when I say something, like, it's gone through the processor, you know? So really, I just, like, don't vibe well with, like, passive aggressive shit, and going all out, and then, like, not copying to it, especially, like, not copying to it. If you cop to it, cool, man, I get it. It's a bad day, bad week, whatever, bad life, whatever. But, like, you know, I'm just very, very observant of, like, people's vibes, and, like, I'm not gonna sit there and, like, question things as much in the same direction as I used to. As far as, like, somebody says, like, this needs to be this way, well, then that's carrying a lot of weight with what you're saying, you know, because now you're telling me what to do, and there's no room for discussion. So chances are I'm not going to do it that way, for one thing, because that's not how you fucking approach someone. And then the other thing is that, like, you're building your own bank, you know, in my head, you know, as far as your fortitude and type of person that you are, like, that's going to be remembered, because I'm going to be on the lookout for the next time that you fucking come at me like that, or anybody else. So I apologize if that was, like, vague description, but there's too many people to throw under the bus, so I'm not about to do that, you know, and I'm not about that either, you know. That's gotten me in a lot of trouble in sticky situations at work, because in the past, because they always want, like, well, who said this, who said that, who said this, and, like, I'm not even addressing it to like reprimand a certain person, because they might not be the only person, and it may be like something that is like understood as a whole, that's okay. And so like that to me like needs to be addressed as a whole. Plus, I've just been through enough shit, you know, in and out of work to know that like it's not completely necessary all the time to do that. And it's definitely not cool to fucking just be like a fucking straight up fucking narc, you know, or whatever. But um, I just think that like I do my best to realize my audience at all times and figure out maybe like what's beyond the surface and what is the actual overall message that they're trying to say. And yeah, maybe sometimes that can fuck me by being too analytical, but you know, most times that can like solve a lot of shit. And we don't have to go through different steps of anger and shit. If I can be like, dude, are you really fucking mad about this fucking cheeseburger? Or is there like something that I said earlier that I can see? I can put myself in other people's shoes fairly easy. That this isn't about the fucking cheeseburger, dude. You know, let's talk. Let's figure this out. Like, you know, I said something about fucking family values or something that you don't agree with. So yeah, it's Friday. Last week was fucking a bitch of a fucking week, man. I was just zapped emotionally for a lot of different reasons and mentally. And then I had a great weekend. It went super fast last weekend, and got to see Metallica with my sister and brother-in-law and my main man Max, and that was fucking cool as fuck. And I needed that. Like, I needed that like so bad. And it just got out some of the toxins, you know, and got out some of the mental face pushes that I needed to fucking get out, you know. And this week was better. It actually was another week that went fast, I guess, that like in retrospect it went fast. And I also had a day off, so that was kind of cool to just chill, and that helped, you know. I needed to do that. I got shit done. I didn't get everything done that I wanted to get done, but I did get shit done. I'm just checking the time. Gotta start the morning routine beyond this, but I guess it's just a matter of like meditating on some shit, you know, and that's all I'm doing. And I think that passive aggressive is fucking for the weak, you know. And you get to a point where that works so long for so many of your interactions and so many different relationships that you can get away with that with a few different people or different types of personalities. But I'm just one that it's not gonna work. And you may walk away from it like feeling like you've conquered something, but like trust that you have it, and that I've worked too fucking hard on that. Like, I've worked too fucking hard. That's a fucking besides the love that I show my boys, that is the biggest fucking rule to me, is that I will never and have never fucking explode on them or raise my voice even, or get angry, allow myself to get angry without breaking it down to them, and without sitting them down and saying, listen, this is why I got upset. This is what you did wrong. This is the way that it should be, or this is the way that I would like things to be. But I think that that's important, because that just goes back to what I'm fucking blabbing on about, is that I'm not gonna fucking explode and just walk off and let them fucking try to figure out what the fuck my fucking deal is. Everybody's starting to blow me up now. 6 o'clock fucking notifications. But that's just big to me, man. You know, I'm never gonna let them fucking wallow in tears or words said or tones delivered and not know the story behind it. So and I'm blessed, because like I don't have to fucking do that anyway very often anyhow. Like a couple times a year, if I do like lose my cool, and they understand, because the explanation is far longer than anything that I get upset about. And like you know, Max, I can tell, kind of like internally rolls his eyes because I blab on, and Eli just like nods his fucking head, you know. And they understand. I think that they understand that, like, why I do that, and like why that's so important to me. And I think that that's all that matters. So I'm the same way with everybody, you know. Like, dude, I don't need animosity. I don't want animosity with anybody. I don't, man. I don't. And so let's be cool, but like be cool to me, and don't fucking ever think that like I've got a malicious fucking bone in my body, or that like I do anything out of ill intentions, because you're fucking wrong. And know how to come at me, because if it's not acceptable, then I'm gonna tell you, and that's gonna be established. So I think that like I like to preach about what you say, how you say it, and knowing your audience. So in the past videos, I've kind of addressed knowing your audience, but like mainly that's what the message is today, is like, don't be a fucking douche canoe, man. Like, fucking know who you're talking to, and there's no need to push or corner anybody. And you get in the habit of doing that, you're gonna end up doing it to the wrong person. And some of us have razor sharp fucking memories, and will, you know, keep that in mind. So just be good people, man. It's a Friday. I plan on having a good day. I don't see why it would go otherwise. I hope it is a good day, and I hope it's a good day for everybody else. And have a good Labor Day weekend.